Yo, what it do, YouTube? This your boy, Mr. J-Indy Jones, Mr. J-Indy Intellect, coming to y'all with another smooth spit. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's Mr. Beaver. That's what you call a beaver full moon, right? They said it was an eclipse with it. It was funny. I was hollering at my brother today. He was like, I was looking at the full moon, and all you could see is it wasn't a full moon. It's like a partial full moon. And then I was like, that's because it was an eclipse on it. So you really got a rare event that you seen, right? That was pretty cool. But anywho, let y'all know, if y'all didn't know, it was a volcano eruption in Indonesia. So if y'all didn't know that, that happened today, just to keep y'all aware of what's going on with nature itself. So, and that's over there where you got the Ring of Fire at, right? What is it? It's Mount Lila or something like that. I'm sorry, I don't really remember the name, but just kind of ranting about that. But peace, love, and abundance for sure. You know what I'm saying? Peace, love, and abundance for sure. And we talking about indigenous. I'm really trying to get into it. Like my daughter, she's 12 and she's been studying Korean. She liked the K-pop, and she's just really been learning how to speak Korean, learning how to write in it, and it's really impressive. I mean, seeming that the kids all kids aren't going to school, and some of them at home. My kids is at home doing the remote learning, and you'd think usually you have a bunch of friends, you be kicking it with your friends, talking to your friends and everything like we did when we grew up. But seeing now the kids got all these technology, cell phones, laptops, and they basically open to the whole world as a youngin'. They got more different interests, and besides her talking to her friends every day on the phone and texting them and whatnot, she's actually doing some meeting, not necessarily meeting, but talking to people in Korean and things like that, like expanding. I think it's pretty impressive because it's like they're expanding life itself, like the realness of life, and that's pretty cool. So if possible, overall, if you got kids, see if you can get them to learn a different language, you know, see if you get them to learn a different culture, you know, just to add to what they got going. Like she said they call what she said they call Blasian. So I guess black Asians is Blasian, not black Asiatic people, you know. And I was trying to figure out if that's a real thing or not. Like, we know African American wasn't really a real thing, but they made it, right? They made people African American, right? They made the name. Then you got Afro Latin. Since my wife is Afro Latin, I was basically telling her, well, Afro Latin ain't a real thing. And she's like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You can talk to my dad about that. He'll let you know. But to me, I'm thinking overall, it was really a culture of people, right? Like the people who consider themselves to be Afro Latin, that's pretty much a black Latin, you know, a black Spanish person, right? So I'm thinking overall, mainly, was it really a name for them before they start calling them that, just for like African American? What was the name of us before they gave us African American, right? So then black Asiatic or Blasian, what is the actual name that they had before they start calling them that? That was a good question that I have. So that's what this video really is on. Like, what was the original names? What is the root name that these different names that we're calling groups of people, right? Because, you know, I'm getting back to the whole Aryan race and then the races before the Aryan race, and I'm just trying to get a better understanding of real life culture, what we want to call culture. Like we talk about the black culture now and the black Twitter and things like that. I'm a firm believer that it ain't a such thing as a black community. What is a black community, y'all? Like, we're basing it off of a color and then giving ourselves the name community based off of a color. To me, that don't exist. Excuse me. That just don't exist to me. I'm sorry. I love people that's of my skin complexion, right? But that don't necessarily mean that you're my culture or we come from the same group itself. Like for instance, real quick, look up right now the picture of Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson together. I'm sorry, y'all. It's cold. It's really cold out here. I'm freezing. My little boat boy. Boat boy out here just following me around. But yeah, just think about that. Like, look at Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson together, and look at their head sizes. Like, Mike Tyson head is damn near 2 times longer than Roy Jones going vertical. Like, why is his head so big and Roy Jones' head ain't that big? But they like, when you look at them, they like the same height. You know what I'm saying? But they got 2 different heads itself. So just because they like the same skin color, and I mean, I know we got different parents and we come from, you know what I'm saying, different ancestors. I'm not even want to say ancestors. I want to more so say like parents and grandparents, different families, right? But just because you're the same color as somebody, like I was talking about since the volcano was in Indonesia, and I was saying if you look at a lot of Indonesian people, you see that they definitely have color on them. You know, they definitely brown or dark brown or light brown, more than light skin or whatever. So when you look at somebody from Indonesia, you see they have like slant eyes, like what you would say Asiatic, right? And their hair would be like Chinese. I put it like this. I told my daughter to kind of break it down. It's like, take somebody from Brazil, a brown person from Brazil, slap some Asian hair and some Asian eyes on them, and that's Indonesia for you, right? But yeah, that's mainly where I just want to talk about, like, these words that we're calling groups of people, and why are we calling them those words and not what originally what the name should be of us as groups of people, or what is the actual name that these groups of people were called before they switched it up, you know? It's a lot going on, y'all, as far as where do we come from. That is a big question. You would think, you ask somebody, where did we come from? Nobody has the answer. A lot of people like to speculate on different things. Some people take it religious, but you think when you ask where we come from and when they hit the religion, then it's an argument. People are arguing over things that they don't even know, or people don't even want to talk about the subject. It's just so touchy, right? But we can talk about anything else and everything else, but we can't talk about these things or really get a complete answer from it. And as long as we've been living, why don't we have this answer overall? And we would be so right and do so many other things, laws and living life, and this country better than this country, or this family that better than this family. All these things, status, money, but nobody can just sit there and really explain where we come from, right? Nobody can. Oh, we came from evolution. We came from a caveman. We came from gas, liquid, solid. We came from the Big Bang, or we came from God. God created us out of clay in the Old Testament. But then there's other things. I mean, you got the Book of Mormon. You got the Quran. You know. You got other sources that we can read, and they all got different explanations. Then you hear like root races, but people don't really want to study these root races, or they don't really break down the root races good enough to really understand what they are. And that's why I'm really trying to get into this knowledge. And I think this is where the world should really be trying to get at. Like, we know of the things 5G, shots, nanotechnology, AI technology, like aliens. I believe in sub races and root races, and definitely other beings when you want to talk the ethereal plane and the astral plane. But a lot of these things, I just feel like they're just really inside of us itself. Like, long time ago, quick story, I met a Freemason back in 2011. I had a meeting with him, and he was studying alchemy. He didn't want to put me on Saint Germain and the Kabbalah. He put me on to alchemy and things of that nature. But one thing he stated was, because I was real big into aliens then, trying to talk to him about aliens this and aliens that, and he kind of like broke it down to me. It's like, picture going into yourself and talking to your darkest point of view. So basically going inside yourself and talking to your own demons, right? Will let you know that all angels and demons exist within inside of you. Because I mean, if we want to take everything back to mind, because I mean, none of this is here without mind. None of this is here without mind, right? Not mind, but mind. So mind is bringing those demons and it's bringing those angels. And if you want to face them, you got to go inside mind, within mind, you know, go to that point of silence, zero, right? Zero, the real first number, zero. Not one, but zero. And you have to understand, everything exists as a whole. Everything is within us, you know. Everything is within you. I'm just ranting. I'm cold, y'all. I'm sorry. You probably even seen some mucus trying to come out the nose. I'm telling you, it's running right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just being blunt. I'm being real. I'm about to get into the house with my 7 kids. That's another thing I'll be trying to tell y'all. Like, I'm going to always continue to make these videos, and eventually I'm going to upgrade with the slideshows and, I mean, the slides and all those things. But, I mean, I understand and make your channel a lot better. It make things a lot better. Probably a lot easier for people to understand. But, look, man, I am a dark brother from Gary, Indiana. I grew up in the hood, basically. Currently living in Omaha, Nebraska now. Plan on moving to other places as well. Been married 3 days after I turned 20 years old. I'll be turning 33. Yes, the magical 33. I'll be turning 33 in the next 20 days. And I have 7 kids. The youngest being 1 and the oldest being 12. So I got a lot on my plate, kind of. A lot on my plate, really. But that's why I'm not really just like persistent. Sometimes it's just so much that I'm doing. And usually me making videos is just me just picking up my phone and talking. But what I try to do is try to give the truth. I try to give as much knowledge that I can bring in. Nuts like philosophy, intuition that I get. And I just try to give it out the best way I can. I'm not, you know, trying to be like, oh, I want to be a top content creator, you know. It'd be nice to have more people to listen and more people to actually talk to. But my biggest thing is to really talk to you all. Like, I love the comments. I love talking. So just please, whenever you get the opportunity, chop it up with me. Give me information. Give me subjects to look up, because I love looking up things. That's all I do is study and look up. Like I said, I've been trying to research races and root races, sub-races lately. I've been, you know, researching nature as well. Different cultures, different countries, just different things of that nature. That's just really what I'm on at this moment. You know, sometimes I hit the entertainment and talk about, you know, things that a lot of people are more interested in, which is cool. But overall, you know, I just want that connection with everybody. I just want that connection with y'all, and I love y'all. It's cold. I just talked for 14 minutes. Come on, boat boy, let's go. We gotta go in this house, bro. But it's cold. Peace, love, and abundance. I'm gonna get to y'all hopefully tomorrow with a real subject. This was just off the dome. I love y'all. Peace.